Hello everyone and welcome to Ellyn with a Y. Thank you for staying with me week over week. We are in episode 16 of this amazing show. And I'm working on something special for episode 20. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to have you here. I have such an incredible guest, Leighann Todaro, who, cheers, yes, clap, clap, clap. So we are gonna roll right into some hot topics. This morning I woke up and I'm just doing my morning Snapchat scroll and I see on Kylie Jenner's Snapchat, that she launched a vlog on YouTube. I'm like, girl, you already have a show on a major cable channel. Like, please let the rest of us have our little space on the internet, you know? Just our little corner of the world. So now she's vlogging with her little Canon camera, like looking in the mirror. I was like, I really love vlogging. I'm like, you've got your own show. But it was an interesting day in the life, and it showed how she, goes to work at her skincare cosmetics line, and she brings Stormy with her, and then she threw a surprise party. I will say though, it is interesting to watch her have to balance being a working mom. But she has 50,000 people around her that support her, so it's probably a lot easier, but still difficult. I don't want to say I know her life. But yeah, I just thought it was so weird. Last week I talked about on the show that Zac Efron has a fitness YouTube channel, and now this week Kylie Jenner is coming for YouTube as well. You're famous already. Leave it alone. Why are you going onto YouTube? I can't. Okay. But if you want to collab, I'm here. Then that also takes us into some interesting drama that Miley Cyrus got into today, which essentially lived on social media. So Miley Cyrus partnered her Happy Hippie Foundation with Marc Jacobs, and they were working on, I guess, some really provocative campaign. And one of the assets, one of the photos that she posted, was of a cake that was exactly a copy of this Instagram cake artist. And so the Instagram cake artist was I posted that a couple weeks ago, that is exactly a replica, color of the icing, the writing, everything was completely copied. And so this whole thing blew up on Instagram. In a matter of hours, it went from just this cool photo that Miley Cyrus posted to this Instagram cake artist freaking out, thinking saying she wasn't getting the credit that she was due, to Miley Cyrus turning off the comments, to it just spiraled so quickly. And then I just checked back in, and she wound up, Miley tagged this cake artist on the photo to try to give her the credit. But it really brings up a very interesting topic. So I don't know if anyone was paying attention. I know I've had a lot of conversations about it, so maybe some people who watch the show were paying attention to the Fortnite legal drama. I'm really surprised I'm talking about Fortnite on the show. I talked about Pokemon last week. We're talking about Fortnite now. I don't know who I am. But so a couple months ago, there was this huge drama with Fortnite in that they had these celebratory dances that the people, if you won, I guess, they would do these dances, and they were dances that people were familiar with because they'd seen them elsewhere. There was one that was the Carlton, there was one that was from Scrubs. They're known dances, that Backpack Kid dance, whatever that one is. There's an intellectual property legality to it, especially when it comes to intellectual property around art, which is tricky because there's a lot of issues with people going and shooting branding campaigns in front of graffiti. So because that's beautiful art, and you're using it as the backdrop of an ad campaign, and you're using it for money and to make money, but you're not giving the artist any piece of that. So there's a lot going on there. The fact that everything went down with Fortnite, and now that Miley posted, it's crazy that they would use an exact replica. That's kind of wild. So I just was seeing this unfold on my phone. I'm this is such a modern drama that you can watch these things just unfold before your eyes. And then the last bit of news is I've been watching, and Leighann and I were talking about this earlier, I've been watching this drama unfold on Daily Mail. Ashton Kutcher was called to court in the last week to testify over the murder of his, I guess you would call, ex-girlfriend back in 2001. And apparently he was going over to her house to pick her up. He was late. He said he would be there earlier. He was late. I guess he couldn't call her. I don't know. This was before cell phones, perhaps. And he went over to the house to pick her up, and he was she's not answering, I'm so late. And so he saw what he thought was red wine spilled on the floor, and thought she was really angry and drunk, and was I'm not dealing with this, and left. And it turns out that was a pool of her own blood. And now years later, he's being called to testify because she was actually murdered by like a serial killer in LA, which is insane. So now you've got Ashton Kutcher on the stand, and however many, almost 20 years later, on the stand testifying to the murder of his ex-girlfriend, and how he like freaked out, and he went to the police like the very next day because he was so worried. That's crazy. So I've been watching that, but that Ashton Kutcher news in Hot Topics brings me into my what to watch segment. What to watch. Ooh, I dropped my laptop. Oh my god, I really hope I didn't shatter the screen. Oh, it's fine. Yay. So the reason I'm talking about Ashton Kutcher is because his show on Netflix, The Ranch, is ending. There's only going to be a couple more episodes this year and then a couple in 2020, and then it's over. I'm so shocked. My what to watch The Ranch. It is very different, I think, for people from the coasts. I think that it kind of reflects a different mentality than what maybe you're used to. I think it's representative of like how other people feel around the country. It's very funny. Sam Elliott is in it. I mean, I will say again, Ashton Kutcher is in it. Dax Shepard is actually in it. I love me some Dax Shepard. His podcast is amazing. I'm so bummed that this show is over. You guys should binge it. It's really good. He like takes his shirt off a lot in the first season. So like, if you are an old school Ashton fan, you'll love it. I'm a huge Ashton Kutcher fan, always have been, always will be. There are, I think, like 5 or 6 seasons out on Netflix now that you could binge. Also on Netflix, Always Be My Maybe, featuring Ali Wong and Randall Park. So good. First of all, soundtrack, amazing. The acting, amazing. But more importantly, like the representation that this film has, there are so many different faces and shapes and colors and people. It's so beautiful to see how intentional they were, and to see, I've read some interviews with Ali Wong since I watched it a couple days ago, and to see how intentional she was about casting and who was on the show. It's really, really good. I couldn't recommend it more. And there is like a really funny band that is in the show that actually the music's really good, and I was listening to them on Spotify this week already. And no spoiler because it's already out all over the internet, Keanu Reeves is in it for a hot second. So I just want everyone to go watch Always Be My Maybe. It's a cute rom-com. It's a feel good. There's not one moment where the woman has to like change her career or change her aspirations to fit the guy's needs. It's like the kind of film that, you know, I would want like a young girl to be able to watch and say like, oh, that's what a rom-com is. Like, that's really sweet. So what to watch? The Ranch, very different from Always Be My Maybe, but you're gonna get all shades and colors of things that are interesting here on the show. And so that brings me into the food for thought segment of our show. As Big Brother is coming back to TV on June 25th, as I've spoken about on the show, and I cannot wait. Something I noticed about Big Brother is that these people are all locked in a house, locked away from their cell phones, locked away from technology, locked away from friends and family, locked away from other options of people to date. And what happens is they all wind up falling into relationships. Last season, there was like 8 people that got into relationships. And they got into relationships like within milliseconds of starting this show. So they're locked in a house, they have no technology, and all they have is time to talk to each other. And this got me thinking about this idea that, okay, so if you're on like a reality show, you're locked away from the world, people like relationships pop up. But then if you also think about it, actors on film sets are constantly falling into relationships as well. I mean, look at my beloved Riverdale. Look at Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart. They got into a relationship. Cami Mendez and Charles Melton, Riverdale as well. They got into a relationship. Let's go back into the vault. Look at Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell from Overboard. I mean, you want to take it back there. Like Ryan Gosling, name a couple movies. He wound up dating his leads. Blake Lively, same thing. I really think that there is something to being on a set, like being in a like controlled environment that keeps you connected with that other person. I think that that's really interesting that all of these people are getting into relationships, being on like these film sets, being on these like reality shows like Big Brother. And so I was joking around with everyone at work, and I was saying, I was like, that's the only way to date nowadays. Like these dating apps, meeting in bars and stuff, like that's not realistic. What's realistic is getting cast in a major motion picture or a television show or being cast for Big Brother, and that's how you'll be able to date. Yeah, so that's just like an observation that I've had, food for thought. Like, where are people meeting each other anymore in a meaningful, significant way where we're not just like swiping? So I'm really, really excited to bring on to the show a dear, dear friend of mine, someone I've been friends with for many, many years now, which is kind of crazy to think about. My little Leighann Todaro. Woohoo! Yay!
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you for having me.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that you're here.
Me too.
So I would like for you to explain to everyone, how do we know each other?
Yeah.
Because I've been talking for a while.
Well, okay, so Ellyn and I met at University of Hartford, and we were in Delta Gamma together, and we are big little. And I think,
Best
personally,
big
we're
little.
the best big clearly, because we just both said the same thing. When we met each other in Delta Gamma, we realized we're both from New Jersey, we're both Italian, we like a lot of the same things. Mm-hmm. So it was really just like a natural best big little.
Best shoe-in for best big little.
Yeah, I think so.
We're not bitter at all that we never won that award.
No, not at all. No.
You're looking at the a winner of Best Dress, though.
Oh, yes.
You were Best Dressed many times, I feel like.
Times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I was most likely to have my own reality show.
That's
so
right.
Look at just dreams coming to fruition on this show.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so we had a lot in common. I think that was like, it's so, something that just like freaks me out is like how much we have in common and how so many things had to go a certain way for us to have met, right? So we both had to choose an out-of-state school. Yeah. You were a freshman, I was a junior, so it's not like we were really like crossing paths, although we have the same major as well.
That is true. That is another thing.
We decided to like go out for sorority. Mm-hmm. I decided to go out for sorority. It's like this cosmic kind of thing. How could we not know each other?
That's
like
a really good point.
The two of us on a dance floor?
Wow.
What's better than that? Singing, dancing, singing all the words to a song.
Yes. Knowing all
impressing
the
everyone at the bar.
Yeah.
Everyone buying us drinks.
Oh yeah. And tequila sodas. With 17 limes.
Yes, tequila sodas. Yeah, it's really funny to meet someone that you really are just like kind of cookie cutter, very, very similar. Mm-hmm. But that's us, and that's why we are petitioning for Best Big Little.
Still, all these years
alumni Best Big Little. So that's something I wanted to talk about a little bit. The experience of Hartford and Delta Gamma. I don't know what it was about Hartford. Like every time I have somebody on the show, it's like we can't even put our like finger on it, like what it was. And I'm curious, like, did everybody have that kind of college experience? Like, why was it so? I don't know. What was it for you? Like, what was it about Hartford that was it was a good experience?
It was a really good experience. I don't know. I mean, I think we always say this too, that like Hartford was kind of a weird choice for both of us, being from New Jersey, and I mean, a lot of the kids that we went to school with from Massachusetts and Connecticut, like it just kind of made more sense being so close to Hartford. But I mean, I don't know. I wanted a campus. I wanted to be out of state too. I wanted photography, but I didn't want to go to an art school for whatever reason. I don't know. And so I guess that just kind of led me there, and I had a great experience there, and I would never change it for the world.
We had so much fun.
So much fun.
So much fun. And I think that maybe because we were involved, like we were in an organization, I think that definitely affects it for people.
Totally.
But like, and what's really interesting is, so in the last couple of days, there's this like alumni group that's kind of popped up on Facebook that people are just sharing, like it's a kind of a closed alumni group, but it's just people sharing like really funny stories about Hartford and about like inside jokes about Hartford, and like places that we used to eat, and just there's this like nostalgia that comes with it. And college, just like I felt so much like myself. I felt like I was like really coming into my own. I had like Hartford was a bubble-like atmosphere that still gave us the chance to express oneself. Antoine, always coming in with the best quotes. First guest on my show. We did Redcast together. It was another like group where we were just like obsessed with each other.
Yeah, you were very involved in school. Like I was in Delta Gamma, and that was pretty much it.
You're like, that's enough. That's all I need.
That's all the involvement I can handle. That's good.
I don't know what it was about it. It was definitely, I loved the closed campus. I felt, I think that was really fun. I think they did a good job of programming. I think they made us, at least for Greek life, They made us be super involved and do so many different philanthropic things.
Yeah.
Like,
that was a great thing
I did so many walks.
Yeah.
We walked for
Never
everything.
Done that otherwise. Yeah.
I was a red key too. So I was a red cap, I was an RA, and I was a red key. So I did tours. I was doing tours for potential students. I did RA, so I was a resident assistant, and I did red cap, which was the orientation leaders for
that was great
freshmen. So I called it like the trifecta. I was like,
you
three
really
R's.
did have it all.
I only did that all three for 1 year though. It was a lot, and I was in Delta Gamma. I don't know how I managed all of that.
Years, yeah.
I don't know how I managed, and I like had all my classes.
Yeah.
When I pledged, I had 8 a.m.s. Yeah, it was intense.
Sorry.
It was intense. Oh, and I had a radio show. Okay,
God,
okay. Yeah, I did.
Really?
Jeez Louise.
How do you have time for anything?
I don't know. I was overprogrammed. I'm like one of those like kids today that like has soccer and then Girl Scouts and then like has a party and like chess lessons.
You definitely had some fun parties too. So it's not like, you were just
I was
you were
like
very social.
I had an internship. I was like living the dream.
Yeah.
I had this is the thing. My friends now are like, Ellyn, you don't party, like you don't drink, you don't rage, like none of that. And I'm like, you don't know. I left it on the dance floor in Hartford, okay? I had the best time in college. I got a great education. I'm so proud of my degree. I have it hanging in my bedroom all the way down there.
That's right. I know that you have that.
Yeah, I'm
really
so
nice.
proud of it.
I don't know where mine is. No idea. I think it's in my mom's house. My
parents. Yeah, my parents have my high school diploma. I'm just like, hold on to that. I think that's for like legal purposes. I need you to make sure that
have that as a record somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, Hartford was it was just a very unique experience, and I really wish that kind of experience on people. I hope that everyone that went there, I think being involved has something to do with it, and I really implore people that like if you're gonna go away to college, like make the effort and like meet people and get out there.
You wouldn't have an experience anywhere near what we had at least. You definitely were more involved, but even just being in a sorority, like how could you have all these memories and experiences without being really
being
key.
Associated with something or doing something. So that was really, really fun, and I think that we've done a really good job, and it's because it's hard to stay in touch with people, but we've done a good job. We both live in the city, which is great, but you live uptown, I live downtown,
which is like worlds away.
This is like a long distance friendship.
We make it work.
We do what we can. We do get to see each other as often as we can, and we go see concerts, and we go out and go dancing and drinking and have fun with so much fun and go to dinner. But a couple summers ago, I went and visited you out in the Hamptons and have one of the best stories I think I have to date. So I came to visit you, and where did we go?
We went to Sunset Beach.
Yeah. Super cute, super quiche. You were thinking maybe I'd see a housewife.
Yeah, because it's like every time you go, you see like a housewife of New York.
Okay.
Like a given. Like Ramona's there all the time.
Yes.
Like whatever.
A casual Ramona sighting. I'd be like, it's turtle time, beach, let's go. So
she'd probably love it too.
I would love to see Ramona. Yeah. So we're in there, we're all having our drinks, and who walks past us, Leighann?
Scott Disick. But at first we didn't even realize it was him.
Yeah.
And he walks by and we're like, huh. And then he walks by and he like leaves and we're like, oh my God, that was definitely him. And then he walked back. What was
he
that?
kept going back and forth.
Yeah,
this was this was like
2.5,
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
2 or 3. Yeah.
He was still in his like alleged drugs and alcohol phase. And he was clearly like, the fast walking, the cigarette smoking. He was just like a mess. And so we're sitting, and now we recognize that it's him, right?
Yeah.
And so we're with one of your family friends.
Yeah.
Who took an opportunity to say what's up.
Yeah. She's like, hi, Scott. He like walked by. He's like, hey. like
casual.
Who are you? What?
Yeah. So we obviously like took some covert photos from on our phones because we're obsessed. We are who we are. Take some pictures on our phones. We send them around to each other, but we send them to Kate, who runs an Instagram account. Do you want to explain the Instagram account that she runs?
So our family friend, Kate, it's so funny. So she had, one of her daughters had a doll growing up her whole life. She like loved this doll. She'd bring it everywhere with her. And as a joke, Kate brought it back being like, Faye's here, and she brought this doll all around to, like, anywhere we went.
Like a little
on the boat,
mascot.
like, she had it, like, everywhere. And it was, like, for one whole summer straight. And so she created an Instagram for it, and her daughters hated her for it. They're like, why
so
are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, why are you, like, are you crazy? You're having Instagram for a doll. So she posted the picture of Scott on that Instagram. And then the Daily Mail reposted from Faye Rogers. It was seriously the funniest thing ever.
We wake up the next morning. I'm on Daily Mail getting the news as I do.
Right.
And I scream at my phone because I open and it's like Scott Disick is at Sunset Beach in the Hamptons, da-da-da. And I open it and I scroll down. It was like, one reveler, Faye Rogers, posted a photo, da-da-da. If the Daily Mail people who put this article together had just simply clicked on her profile and didn't just, like, look at the photo, they would have seen nothing but pictures of
a baby
doll with, like, rosé in a pool
cracks me up to
by
this
itself.
day. That was so funny.
But he was there at Sunset Beach.
And they got a really good picture.
I was like, that's our photo. I'm like, I have that on my phone. It was the craziest thing to see literally that photo that we took.
It was
in the Daily Mail.
So hilarious. Probably one of the funniest things, actually, that's happened.
One of many of our stories together, but I had to share that. I thought that was so appropriate for the show. We're moving into a fun segment of the show. The game this week is Screw, Marry, Kill.
Oh, God.
Jonas Brothers songs. You're the biggest Joe Bros fan here.
Oh.
Are we gonna go to that concert?
Yeah, we have to get tickets.
Okay, we gotta buy tickets.
I'm like the worst fan ever that we haven't gotten them yet, but I'm just like, I want to get the best tickets.
I didn't realize I like as many of the songs as I do.
They're so good. You don't even realize they're amazing.
They're really good songs.
Yeah.
So the songs are Screw, Marry, Kill,
okay.
Burnin' Up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to sing a little bit? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nobody wants that.
No. Okay, Burnin' Up.
Uh-huh.
Sucker, their new hit.
Yeah.
And Year 3000.
Okay.
I really love that song.
I
think it's so funny.
Oh, I don't want to kill
I've been
any of
to
them.
the year 3000.
So good.
Come on.
It's really a classic. Shoot.
I'm burning up, burning up. There's so many good ones we could have picked.
Yeah, it's really tough because I don't want to kill any of them. But, like, I want...
What song would you marry?
Actually, Sucker, which is weird because it's the newest one.
But
I really like it.
Yeah. And it's like, it reflects like you now, them now.
Right.
Okay. So you'd marry Sucker.
This is so hard.
What would you kill?
Maybe Burnin' Up, just because I feel like so many people love it so much and like they don't love all the other songs.
Okay.
So it's like,
You're like not true fans.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
But like, I wouldn't marry Year 3000. Like, what? Wait, what did I say? No,
You would kill Burnin' Up.
Ugh, yeah.
You would
screw Year 3000.
Marry Sucker and screw Year 3000. That could be fun.
That's fine.
That could be fun.
I'll take it.
I think I would marry Year 3000 because I just love that song. It makes me laugh and laughing.
It's fun.
Laughing's important for me in a relationship.
Sure.
So I would marry Year 3000.
That's good. I like that.
I would screw Sucker because I feel like it's like, I'm a sucker for you.
Yeah,
it's just like hot and fun.
Yeah.
And then Burnin' Up. I don't know. It's like a good ballad. It's like a good song, but it's kind of like a generic just song.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
That's good.
Joe Bro fan approved.
All right.
All right. And then our next game, and if anyone wants to comment along, do so. Screw, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
Types of sparkling water. So we are bougie tonight. LaCroix, Perrier, and Seltzer brand.
Like vintage seltzer?
Vintage. That's the one. Thank you. Vintage.
Okay.
Oh, look at this pro.
I would marry vintage.
Ooh, classic.
Because I grew up on that. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
The little blue can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vintage.
That I would marry. Shoot, I don't know. My dentist told me that seltzer is actually not great and that Perrier is actually better for your teeth.
Oh,
so
really?
Maybe I should be marrying Perrier. That's really tough. LaCroix I'd probably kill because I could go away with like the
trend
flavors.
Oh, the flavors.
Yeah,
okay.
I like just plain old classic seltzer.
Okay, so
I didn't answer.
Marry seltzer.
Marry vintage seltzer.
Vintage seltzer.
Yeah.
Okay, screw Perrier because it doesn't hurt your teeth.
Yeah.
That sounds a little dirty.
But yes.
And then you would kill LaCroix because
I don't need all those
hype
flavors.
beast.
Have you had bubbly?
No.
Because I actually like bubbly better than LaCroix.
Okay.
If I were to choose the flavored.
The flavored.
ones. Yeah,
I think I would go Mary Perrier because the bubbles are a little bit more manageable for me.
Yeah.
I would screw LaCroix because of all the flavors.
Sure.
Pamplemousse, where are you at?
But the bubbly grapefruit, you got it.
Oh, is it really good?
It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would have to say Kill Vintage because the bubbles are really harsh for
They're
me.
strong bubbles.
They're very, and that's why I didn't drink seltzer for a really long time because I had like vintage. And I was like, oh, I don't like it.
You're like, yeah, it's too much.
And now I love
see.
it. So
I get that.
that's our game. And that
Okay.
brings us into the Noah Centineo news segment. Before
Great.
before we started to this evening, I was like, oh, Noah Centineo. And then you're like, Leann's like, oh, who? I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh God. The name sounded familiar. I just couldn't put my finger on who he was.
I'm literally like
I know
trying
this
to
is
keep
killing
this.
Ellyn,
I know,
so-
literally. I'm like trying to like keep him in the news every week, and
I
there's
love
like
it.
not much going on. So that's my Noah Centineo news. He's not posting a lot on his Instagram stories pictures of himself. I think he is trying to hide one of two things: his girlfriend, because of that hair tie drama I've been talking about. He keeps wearing this hair tie on his finger, and I think it's like an emotional like call out to a girlfriend because he can't say that he has a girlfriend because like his PR team would be upset with that. Because how often do you lose hair ties?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, how is this guy keeping
Yeah.
this hair tie on his... Okay, so he's either trying to hide the fact that he's spending all of his time with his girlfriend,
Right.
or trying to hide his transformation because he's already in training for He-Man. He got cast in the new He-Man film. And he's going to be a big, huge superhero and like big fit guy. And he did post a picture today, actually, and I was like, oh, he looks a little bit beefier. Like his face is a little
Oh, yeah,
fuller.
you did say that.
So I'm wondering if he's trying to kind of like hide or keep his transformation low key. But I think that he's like staying out of the public eye now and not posting as much.
Right.
But because he's an expressive guy, he's been tweeting up a storm. And so his most recent tweet was, "It sounds like me when I was 17 in high school." I'm not kidding. This literally could have been a quote I said. Yo, dead ass, 5 seconds of summer, easier is fire. I 100% said yo and dead ass. Dead ass, I said all the time. Or like, oh my god, that's mad cool, or that's mad chill. And yo, like dead ass, like I even sound more Jersey when I say it. So he tweeted that and I was like, Noah, we sound the same. But like many years ago. Oh, thank you so much. It's so kind of you to speak that into existence. So that's our Noah Centineo news, which means that is the end of our show this evening. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you, Leighann, for coming on the show and agreeing to be on. I know
so
you
much
were
for
like
having me.
not sure that you wanted to do this, and I peer pressured you into it.
I'm very glad you did. Thank you.
Yay! So thank you for coming on. If you want to be on the show, reach out, let me know. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you laughed a little and this brought you a little bit of joy because we could all use a lot more of this in this world. And I hope that you go out there from watching this and try to spread a little love and try to make people smile because Lord knows we could use more of that. So thank you, right? Thank you all for watching so much, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here, and to watch more videos, click here.
Sit down, choosing hair.